What's going on, guys? It's Wayne. This is how I achieved my dream athletic body after sports while cooking delicious food. I did this by using macro adjustment and functional strength training mixed with bodybuilding. I did this without eating a bland and boring diet, without feeling like a stiff block that has muscles but can't functionally use them, and then without dealing with slow and unpredictable progress. These are some of my clients' transformations. This is Andrew. He's a food content creator. He goes to different restaurants and reviews their food. He lost about 89 pounds with me in less than a year. And it could be hard to have a balanced diet, be a food content creator at the same time. You have to try so much food the restaurant gives you to take pictures of. But with the right training plan, the right diet, customized to Andrew's lifestyle and his work, he was able to get the job done and make progress towards the goal. This is DeAndre Lamont. He was a defensive back for Illinois State. He was getting ready for the NFL draft, and in 2 months he gained 5 pounds of muscle while increasing his speed and skills on the field. This is Sam Dominic. He's a James Beard finalist, owns multiple restaurant catering businesses in Charlotte, including a Michelin recommended restaurant. Sam lost about 25 pounds in a year with me, gained the athleticism to be able to run multiple rounds of snowboarding with his son. And Sam also walks around 8, 9 miles a day, just cooking all day and doing business stuff. So keeping his body healthy is very important for his job. And this is Keith Richardson. He was the bare knuckle boxing world champion and a combat veteran in the Marines. Keith is a warrior in and out of the boxing ring. I prepared meals designed for Keith to cut weight for his fight while making sure speed and power does not decrease. So a little bit about myself and my journey. I grew up playing sports just in the backyard. I wrestled once I was a sophomore in high school. It's my first competitive sport out of school. I was never a big kid growing up. I got picked on for my size, being Asian, not being athletic enough, and I never gained the respect from my peers and made me feel invisible. This picture on the left is me at 13. I was skinny, insecure. I didn't have any self respect for myself. I wasn't confident, and I was unable to defend myself. So I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. I was sick and tired of being in the same spot every day. At 15, I started my fitness journey and I didn't make any progress in the first year. I went from 25 dumbbell bench press to 35 in each hand in 1 year, which is, you can make that progress in a couple months. I joined the wrestling team that year, which was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. It was brutal training designed to break you mentally and physically, and I was getting pushed to the limit by bullies in class, on the mat with my coach, at home, literally pushing to my mental limit. I wanted to quit my fitness journey many times and the wrestling team, but I remembered when I was exhausted that I have a lot of people to prove wrong, all the people that said I couldn't do it. This was the first thing I never gave up on in life. I went from 132 pounds at the end of the wrestling season junior year in March, and 7 months later I weighed in 158 pounds of muscle with less than 11% body fat. My fitness journey continued, but it was far from perfect. There were times where I was partying in college and working out less, or had my spinal injury when I was about 23 years old. After my spinal injury, I stopped working out for almost 2 years and I fell into bad depression. This was me in depression on the left. I had bad anxiety where I would become short of breath while sitting on the couch, constantly feeling like I was gonna die. It was during peak COVID, so I was like, oh, even if I'm healthy, I could die. I didn't know who I was anymore. Kind of lost my self identity, and I lost all my self confidence. The doctor put me on this anti anxiety medicine, and I was scared to lift again because of my spine. I also hated taking any kind of medicine to heal my body rather than do a natural alternative route. I saw on Instagram that a friend from high school was doing Muay Thai in the city, and that's the same striking that you see in UFC with elbows, knees, punches, kicks. He was training out of his coach's garage because all the gyms were closed, and we had to train in secret. And it was so hot in that garage in the gym. But I remember during those training sessions, I could not breathe in that hot garage. But because I was bringing back high intensity training back in my life, I finally could breathe again, felt normal, and felt like myself. And only took really one workout to literally change me. There was multiple times where I fell off my fitness journey towards my goal, whether it's because it was like stress or a bad breakup. What always got me on the right path is I know I will fall into a deep depression anxiety if I stop working out. I'll go back to that dark place that I hated. And I know if I go in my uncomfortable zone, I will come out a stronger and better person. Through the trials and errors, I develop a workout system that can help me build muscle to look good, perform functional exercise, be strong in physical activities that I like, using kickboxing for high intensity cardio to burn fat, and eating beautiful meals that I love by portioning out their macros. After using these methods consistently and following the plan 100%, I achieved and maintained my dream athletic body even at 30 years old. So I gained my self respect back and a newfound confidence in myself. This is me on the left at 25. I was peak cut. I was doing Muay Thai like 4 or 5 times a week, lifting. This is me peak bulk on the right. Gained a lot of muscle in this bulk, and I'm excited to cut down to look even better than I am on the left. So let's watch this video real quick. What's going on, guys? It's Wayne. I'm going to teach you about my 90-day transformation. On the left, I was around 190 pounds. This was the middle of COVID. I was peak anxiety, peak depression, low self-confidence. Honestly, hated how I looked and how I felt. On the right, 3 months later, started doing Muay Thai kickboxing, started lifting again, newfound confidence, low body fat percentage, and honestly, some of the best I've ever looked in my life. So, the truth about getting in shape that nobody tells you about is that you can regain athleticism at any age. Now, it may not be the same athleticism you were when you were 19 or 20, but you don't have to feel like you're a stiff block that can't even bend over or run anymore. You also can get in very good shape by eating delicious food. You don't need a bland diet, and we don't need any kind of specific diet. We just got to adjust the macros a little bit. But most men fail because they don't understand the simple things: how to log in food and track macros, how to exercise with intent and intensity, and a plan that keeps changing as you progress, or maybe you have any existing injuries or new injuries that come up. So, the mistake most people make in your position, most people try to lose fat by doing low intensity cardio, eating low calories, but they never check if that plan really works for them specifically during that point in their life. Losing weight and losing weight and losing fat are not the same thing. Doing what most people do to lose weight will make you lose fat and muscle. The problem with this approach is that yes, you'll be losing weight, fat and muscle, which is not ideal, but it's also hard to be consistent with this diet. You don't want to lose a bunch of fat with no muscular base under it and end up having a bunch of extra skin that you're going to have to get surgically removed off. Build the muscle, lose the fat, follow the program that's customized specifically for you. What's the best diet? You've all heard of fancy diets like keto, carnivore, paleo diet, and there's some good and bad things about each diet. But like with all diets, they work because they cut out processed food and they cut out refined sugars. But these like keto, carnivore, paleo diets, they're not sustainable diets. But I think I found one that is a little more sustainable. And that's going to be more of a bodybuilder's diet. See, a bodybuilder is someone who is focused on lowering their fat percentage and building their muscle size, which is what basically a body transformation is: low fat, bigger muscles. A bodybuilder's diet's flexible, balanced, likable, and most of all, sustainable. With your food log, I'll understand what foods you like and dislike and what your body works well with. So we don't necessarily have to take out all the foods that you like. We just have to modify them according to your goal. So simple rules: if you want to lose fat, eat higher protein and lower carb. If you want to build muscle, eat medium protein and medium and higher carbs. Consistency in your new diet and training program will be your new superpower. So, just a little simple guide for your customized diet. For bulking, we're just saying 90 days of the bulk. You can do less for more time. Focus on recovery and low intensity cardio. Bodybuilding split, so like chest, bicep, one day, on Monday, legs Tuesday, rest, Wednesday, Thursday, back and tricep, Friday, shoulders and abs, Saturday and Sunday, rest. You're open to eat more red meats like steak, beef, bison, elk, and you can basically eat any carb like oatmeal, potatoes, pasta, rice. For cutting, 90 days of the cut. You can do more or less. Usually going to be supersets, back-to-back exercises, and then rest after those 2 exercises, or full body circuit training, like 5 exercises back-to-back-to-back. And then at the end of the 5 exercises, that's one round. You do maybe 30, 45-second rest, and then you go back and complete that for maybe 3 or 4 more rounds. High intensity cardio in terms of like sprints, or maybe just doing whatever cardio you choose at a faster rate, and then doing at a slower rate when you need a rest. Leaner proteins like salmon, chicken, turkey, eggs, avocado, nuts, anything that's like not going to sit in your stomach for a long time, like red meat or pork or steak. And then easy digest carbs: white rice, white bread. And we can just see what other carbs that your body reacts well to or doesn't react well to in terms of digesting. Now I'll show you how I optimized each stage so I no longer was being held back by mistakes that I didn't even know I was making. This is a process that I used and I still use for myself and all my clients to optimize training to shred fat and build muscle. So the 3 stages are training, nutrition, and recovery. So with training, the intent of giving your all. You may think you're giving at 8 to 10, but when I go to the gym and I see people lifting, A lot of times they're just kind of looking around. Is this girl looking at me? Is this dude impressed? You know what I mean? They just kind of like don't really care. Like when I'm doing it and I'm doing like a curl, I'm focusing on the squeeze. I'm slowly going down. I'm focusing on my form, my how much effort I'm putting on each lift. I'm not sticking with like 20-pound dumbbell curls for 3 sets for like 4 weeks in a row. Every set I'm trying to go a little heavier. Every workout I'm trying to go a little heavier, a little more intense, or a couple more reps or something like that. Find any way in the set that I can improve even a little bit. Form, not recruiting other muscles. Just let's go back to the curl. A lot of people might lean back as they curl and stuff and get that extra, like, no doing that. We're not using momentum to lift. We're not weightlifters. We're more bodybuilders. We're more of flexing muscles and stretching them. Increasing the weight each set and each workout, like I said before. Adding intensity techniques when your progress starts to plateau, like drop sets, which is, let's just go back curls, for example. I'm doing curls with 40-pound dumbbells. I do it for 8 reps. I put those down. I grab 20-pound dumbbells and do those for 8 reps, just dropping the weight in half. And then also listen to your body when it comes to injuries. Lifting when you feel good. I'm not usually going to lift, especially not going to do like a leg day if I have less than 6 hours rest before legs, because I need a lot of energy to give the most support. Also, if don't have a lot of sleep, a lot higher chance I'm going to get injured. So nutrition, meal timing. You don't want to overfeed at one time. I don't want to be like not eating the whole day, and then when times is dinner, I'm starving, and then I eat 2 meals in one. Eating the carbs are at the right time. We're cutting. We want to have our carbs mainly before and after training, and then in other meals like breakfast or dinner, we're gonna have lower carbs. Quality ingredients equals quality gains. You can probably not gonna get the same quality muscle if I'm getting 40 grams of protein from Chick-fil-A chicken breast and I am the chicken breast I cook from the store and avocado oil or something like that, or a healthier oil. Having meals and snacks prepared in advance. Usually, when people are getting off of their diets, like, oh, I need something quick for lunch during work, and they don't have their meal ready at work already and ready and prepared, or they're at home and they have Doritos and they don't have some other kind of healthy snack or healthy protein option. And that's usually when all like cheating your diet happens. Cheat meals that still match your macros. For our cheat meal, we're not gonna have. I'm just gonna have mac and cheese and only carbs and that's it. Like no, like if you need to get 40 grams of protein, that meal still like get 40 grams of protein. You can still have the mac and cheese or whatever, but we're also not like overly going over our carb limit too. We're just kind of like regressing in progress. Consistently getting the same amount of protein and carbs each day. Replacing bad food habits. Instead of drinking soda, drink like a probiotic, digestive soda like Olipop or Poppy or something like that. And then when it comes to recovery, 8 hours of sleep minimum. It's really sleep is some of the best recovery tool and superpower when it comes to performance, when it comes to strength and gaining muscle. If you're not getting that sleep, it's hard for your muscles to recover and build a bigger size. Once you maximize nutrition and we get all our meals in, then we can start taking creatine and start looking at other supplements that may boost your progress a little more. Active rest day. So a rest day, I'm not talking about just like us sitting on our butt and playing video games or watching TV like all day. That could be going for a walk, like in the picture right here. It could be going gardening. It could be playing basketball. It could be throwing the frisbee in the park, walking the dog. Just anything that gets your body moving. Mobility archive. I'll give you a whole archive and different mobility stretches you can do for your limbs, for your shoulders, for your neck, for your knees. Just so you don't have to feel like a stiff block, like we're lifting, but we can't use our muscles because we barely move them because we're just so tight from lifting. And then allowing muscles to recover before training again. Just listening to your body, making sure that, okay, the sooner I get this next leg workout, the more progress I get. It's not really like that. We hit our legs really hard this week. We might need a whole week, maybe a week and a half for it to recover. So you just got to listen to your body right there. The cutting phase in training. Like I said before, supersets or full body circuit training, high intensity cardio. So it's gonna be sprints, stairmaster, airdyne bike, jump rope, swimming, and it will be, for example, 8 rounds, 10 seconds of really fast pace on the stairmaster, really fast pace on the airdyne bike or sprints, and then a light jog for 30 seconds, and then repeat that for 8 rounds. It's really short, but it'll get you in that fat burning zone. We'll also be lifting 2 to 3 times per week because we mainly just want to be cutting fat, but also maintaining muscular size. High intensity cardio 3 to 4 times a week and walks every day. The nutrition part of cutting, getting a minimum of 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, but it could increase. We just want to see how you progress through the weeks with that 1 gram. If any progress starts to slow down, then we can start manipulating that macro, maybe gaining a little more. Low carbs in every meal except your pre and post workout snacks. More meals per day will be better for digestion. So instead of 3 big meals, maybe you want 4 or 5 smaller meals. They don't have to be exactly like chicken and rice. They could be like peanut butter and apples or something like that. Drinking water and coffee only. Leaner protein sources like eggs, nuts, turkeys, fish, chicken. And then easy to digest carbs, white rice, white potato, white bread. Bulk and phasing training, body room split, like I said before. Stretching and still doing the mobility archive to avoid stiffness. Adding functional strength exercises like farmers walks, just to not just to work on grip, just to make sure we're not just working on these muscles that look good. We're working on the interior muscles that makes us strong, keeps our body healthy. Low intensity cardio, which probably just be in the form of walks. You can still do stuff, play basketball, go, disc golf or anything, pickleball or anything that you like to do. Focus on recovery and only lift when the muscle is not sore, because we want to break down the muscle in the gym and we want to have give it enough time, probably even more than enough time for it to recover, grow back in size, and us to go back and do it again. Contract and slowly stretch the muscles during lifting, like I said before. When I do my curl, I contract it hard and I slowly let it stretch out. And then chase a pump. I just want the blood to rush in the muscle, that tightness that you feel in the muscle in your calves when you do calf raises, in your bicep when you do curls, your chest when you do chest flies. We just want to keep pumping blood and get that muscle pumped up. The bulking phase for nutrition. Eating moderate to high carbs. Carbs is how you gain weight. Maybe we'll gain a little bit of fat on our sides, but it's not going to be anything crazy. It's going to mainly look like the picture that you saw in me before in the mirror. Eating 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. Probably don't have to go anything more than that, because we're really going to kind of gain a lot of our bulk from the carbs. You can eat almost anything. Like I said, you're allowed to eat red meat. You can even throw some pork in there every now and then. I wouldn't let that be a main supply of protein. You can eat any carb, especially pasta. And then if it's hard for you to gain weight, it's hard for me to gain weight. It's been like that for my whole life. And I would recommend a mass gainer. I take a mass gainer as 50 grams of protein, 75 grams of carbs. That helps a lot, especially if it's hard for you to eat all those meals. So even after knowing everything that I told you, you could still be held back from getting the body that you want. And that's because consistency and discipline is the key to success, not only in achieving your dream body, but your life as well. Imagine a door opens in front of you, and the person who walks out is the very best person of yourself. How do you think that person looks, acts, carries themselves, or even thinks how they think? That person walking out of the door could be you if you stick to the plan. This is my new lifestyle. I have the confidence to take my shirt off when I'm at the beach or when I'm on a run with no shame, and I know that I worked hard to get here. I have the freedom to try MMA, play 5-on-5 basketball, or learn any new physical skill because I know I'm strong enough and mobile enough to do so. And all the lessons I learned along the way, I learned how to handle challenges in life and in lifting, business, and relationships. I know that I'm pushing myself in the gym so I can handle hardships later on in life. And this is where my fitness journey has taken me. I started as a half Asian skinny kid, got bullied out of his confidence, and I turned into a man that has conquered his mind, dissected challenges that come my way, and instilled discipline in all areas of my life. So there's an opportunity for you. The truth is, you don't need any more information. If that was the case, that you wouldn't be reading this by now. What if you could learn how to achieve your dream body, be held accountable, and be part of a like-minded community? I promise this will change your life like it's changed mine and many of my clients. So this program is for people who want top tier confidence, confidence that encourages you to do things that you want to do in life. Play with your kids, be athletic again, maybe ask that guy or girl out. Want relentless accountability to learn discipline in not only achieving your fitness goals, but in your career and personal goals. This is for people who are action takers. Once you set a goal for yourself, don't wait, get done right away. This is for people who are tired of slow progress. No more doing random workouts you see online and hoping for the best. You have a customized plan. Now it's time to put in the work. This is for people who are feeling lost. If you don't know where to start or how to work around your injury or work schedule, you need guidance and direction towards your goal. This is for people who are open minded, open to advice from someone who is where you want to be and implement it. This isn't for you if you're not patient. If you're not willing to spend months developing your mindset physique, then don't join this community. This isn't for you if you're a habitual quitter. If you don't see results as fast as you thought and you want to give up, then this is not for you. This isn't for you if you're not making this a priority. If your health and physique isn't a top priority of yours, then don't bother watching this video. I need people who prioritize fitness and seek to improve all aspects of their life. This isn't for you if your ego is too big. You need to be willing to take criticism from someone who is where you want to be and not from yourself. You've been listening to yourself this whole time and it's gotten you in the same spot. So you're probably failing because of accountability. All the other programs or methods that you tried have not held you accountable. Your coach gave you a plan, expected you to follow it without making sure that you actually have done it. Why not make sure that you've done, why not make sure you have someone who won't make you, why not make sure you have someone who won't let you make excuses and make sure that you're dialed in daily? You're not training correctly. You're probably training the same way like you did in high school, heavy compound lifts. You're working around injuries that won't get better, or you're doing random workouts you see on Instagram, hoping that'll translate into gains. Your diet is flat out wrong. You eat food because they look healthy. You get drunk with friends on the weekends and or go out to restaurants and wonder why isn't the cardio making me lose weight. You guess how much protein that you get in each day and just hope for the best. So the biggest lie that you've been told is that you don't need a coach who gives you a cookie cutter plan and sends you on your way. Even though you have a decent meal and training plan, you still feel alone in the journey and learn nothing at the end on how to conquer your mind. Unsustainable. You hit a wall in your progress because you don't have someone to hold you accountable for all your actions. In the past, you walked away with that coach you learned nothing from or real value to improve your life. Done for you. Work with someone who understands how to create a workout meal plan that is tailored to a busy work schedule, your injuries, and the sports that you like to partake in. Work with someone who will calculate all the changes that need to occur in your plan. Strategy. All you have to do is show up each day and give 100%. I'll take care of your plan. Think of a training and nutrition day as laying one perfect brick. When you look back after 3 months, you'll have a whole wall of perfect bricks. The 6 fundamentals to a shredded physique and winning mindset. Being a master of your mindset, get rid of the negative self talk that's been holding you back your whole life. Adapt a winning mindset that blossoms positivity. Build the foundation you need to get started on your fitness journey. This isn't something that you accomplish overnight. We prep you to get ready to face the hardest challenge of your life. To achieve this, you need to rewire your mind, implement good habits, be self aware, and you do this by teaching you how to visualize your goals and turn them into reality, how to be self aware and cut distractions out of your life, how to kill negative thoughts in your mind. I'll teach you the habits that I use to break past my own insecurities, limiting beliefs, and mindset barriers. The optimal workout plan. A perfect workout plan that's customized to your work schedule, current injuries, whatever sports that you like to play. It's also designed to train you at whatever level of workout experience you're currently in. Enjoying the process. Giving you a workout plan that makes sure that your mind and your body feel good when you leave the gym. My goal is to not make you crippling sore that you can't even stand up at work the next day. We can also throw in things like kickboxing or other exercises to spice up the workout plan. Customized diet meal plans. I'm gonna send you recipes that don't actually suck. The days of plain chicken and rice are over. Popular diets aren't sustainable either. I learn what you like to eat and then we change the macros. Modify it so you can keep the foods that you enjoy. Learn about food. I'll teach you about herbs, spices, the beauty of cooking, exploring flavors from different countries, and keeping your food journey exciting. Easy and quick meals. These meals can be made in the oven while you hang out on the couch, or meals made in the slow cooker in the morning, and when you get home from work, it's already ready. A like minded community. The biggest mistake I see people make is that they think they have to go through the fitness journey alone, when in reality, there's thousands of people just like you going through the same problems. Even elite athletes need a team to get them to the championship. The goal is to offer a safe space for you to share your journey while encouraging others, keeping everyone on the team accountable. And these are some of my clients throughout the years, different athletes, different personal training clients, football, MMA, different sports. Relentless accountability. If you don't see progression in your life, that means there's a lack of accountability. Trying to do this journey by yourself can be overwhelming and lonely. But there's one solution to this. You need to make friends with the same goal as you. Friends that won't let you slack off because you don't feel like it. What's the best advice to achieve this goal? Say it in front of 100 people. If you don't achieve your goal, they'll laugh at you. But if you achieve it, they'll praise you. But with the right community, with the right support on the path, even if you fall off, that's what made the difference for me. But with the right community, but the right community will support you on the path even if you fall off. And that's what made the difference for me. I didn't have the community in my journey building my physique at first, and if I had people checking up on me, making sure that I was keeping up my workouts, my diet, my cardio, my habits, it would be the most important key to achieving my physique and getting rid of all my insecurities. I host weekly group calls and one-on-one calls on top of that just to make sure that your journey is going as smooth as possible. This isn't your average video program. It's a brotherhood that works together to change your life. Six, premium access to me, direct access. By joining my program, you get direct access to my knowledge. You can even ask me questions or request more informative content. Enhanced support. Enjoy my personalized support and mentorship from myself and my team. We make sure that you achieve, we make sure that you receive guidance and motivation that you need to achieve your goals. And those are the 6 step process for your transformation. So now these are the next steps. If you're ready to build an athletic dream physique without having to eat boring, bland food, then book a call now with me and I'll see if you're the right fit.